You arrive, you're at the premier special operations unit in the world. I mean, I know, the only other people could
Christmas morning. Wow. Like just the gear and just like it was like being amongst giants.
Coming from Marine Infantry.
Yeah. It's like, what? It is like just dudes with beards and like, there's no grooming standards. Which is like a big deal when you're coming from a convention. Like you just like, your mission was to make sure you could operate and complete the mission should it come down. Getting the job done was priority one, which is really cool. So it was really like mission focused, which I liked. So, yeah, dude, I loved it. It was awesome. It was dudes like just loved on the job. There's always your 10%, but there wasn't a lot of turds. It was just like a lot of good dudes and they were motivated and they were so cool to like teach. Mm-hmm. That was probably one of the biggest things is I could not believe if they saw something, they weren't jerks about it. They'd be like, hey dude, here's what we learned. And they would give you a cool story to go with it. Mm-hmm. And they would teach you. I was like, these guys are cool. Yeah. Yeah. They're setting an example for me so I could pass it down to the next generation. So
yeah, the culture's just,
it was cool.
Yeah, observing that, being there in that support capacity that I got to go there and observing it was like, I was blown away. I mean, it's just, it is the highest level of professionalism.
They're professionals. They're very professional for sure.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks now because I have expectations when I'm in the civilian world in my job and certain things and possibly even in my marriage, I have expectations, which I'm like trying to not have because I'm like, we're used to going fast. We're used to doing it right. And you just kind of like grows on you. Because I'll like be juggling. I feel like you're the same. You can juggle many, many things. And people around me are like, hey, dude, what's going on? I'm like, what do you mean what's going on? Like, we can bring in another thing. Let's do this. Yeah. So, but yeah, there's some drawbacks to it, I guess.
You have the op tempo there is insane.
Yeah.
But the deployments are shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, you're going and getting mission done and getting out, rotating in and out.
Yeah. At the time, it was when I first got there, it was 3 months. So 3 months overseas. And I think you did 6 or 9 back, but then it changed to 4 because someone wasn't always falling on Christmas and missing time with their family, like all the holidays.
Yeah.
But it was, it was constant. But it was awesome. Yeah. Like you were just waiting to go again. And we were just happened to be there during a very exciting time. I mean, that might sound weird to people, but there was always conflict. Like, so you were going to be busy. Like you weren't going over to sit on your butt. You were going over there to operate. So,
you go in your first deployment?
First deploy for our tier 1. It was actually in Al-Assad. So it was Western, Iraq. And it was insane. Just the op tempo, and it was like op after op after op, and like there's more ops, and then there's this op, and I'm like, I like never in a million years did I ever think I'd be doing stuff like that, but it was so cool. You would just take down a terror cell, work on another, get intel, go to another, and you would just go get the bad guys. It was pretty simple. You just like intel department would say, "Here's our mission, Roger that, let's go." How are we going to get there? How are we going to do it? And then you do it.
What's it look like from as an assaulter there? What's a mission look like?
I think for me, so I was a breacher. So my main objective obviously was just like, how am I getting my boys inside the target structure? Is it inside the compound through a gate, or is it inside a structure if it had like metal doors or whatever? So that was my focus point. And then after that, I would just flow with the train throughout the building to clear the target building. But that was my main thing. And then obviously after that, I would be battlefield interrogator. So if there's any guys left over, we would try to get information for any adjacent possible targets or trying to get the intel that we needed dictated by our intelligence detachment. So, but it all depends. Like snipers would obviously do their thing. They would plan the routes, be overwatch positions, and everyone, and obviously PJs, our pararescue guys, our medics, they got their job. Everyone's got their own little job that is just making the whole machine work through each mission. So it was just super, super cool, dude. blown away, man. Like we're sitting here talking about it, and I'm like, man, that really was cool.
Yeah. Kind of heard the thing of I would never be that cool again.
Never. Yeah, I think the cool guy's like done with now.
What's it like being a new guy in a team?
It was good. They were super cool. I mean, comparing that to our tier 1 unit, I mean, it was a little bit obviously conventionally, but I mean, I thought it was awesome. The dudes were cool. Just getting all the new gear and all the stuff was awesome. It was really tight. Like being in your platoon, it was very tight. Like you would do barbecues, you would always travel together. So I really enjoyed it. The deployments at that time, Iraq was kicking off. So we were going to go to Iraq. So we went to Iraq up to Mosul. And I was like, dude, it's going to be on. This is going to be so crazy. And like, I didn't fire a shot. Like no one really did for the first deployment. So it was kind of like, it was more SWAT style tactics, like arresting people. It's just because we weren't going into like really bad guys. I mean, they were bad, don't get me wrong, but just not like HVT, like high value target bad. And that came when I went over the tier 1 unit. So, but it was cool. I mean, it was an amazing stepping stone. I learned a ton about CQB, close quarters battle, doing room clearances, and just getting a good solid base from a lot of guys that are very experienced. And, you know, they were awesome. They were great teachers, good friends. And it was just a great building block in my and going up the ladder to get to our tier 1. So, I mean, I have nothing but wonderful things to say about it.
Yeah. I think in the SEAL community, they would call those vanilla teams.
Yeah, they would call that. Yeah.
What's that? Where's that term come from?
I don't know. I really don't know the vanilla teams. I know like your numbers or your vanilla teams or whatever. And then your black side or your tier 1 is your, different. I don't know. But there is a difference, and really the difference is like your funding. You get better funding, you get better gear, you got guys that are more experienced, and usually if something's going down, that's who's getting the job.
Right.